Slightly Unblended, welcome back to my channel, welcome if you're new. And today I'm doing a couple of looks with the Terra Cosmetics singles from the fall collection. So if you would like to see this look, an appearance from one of my cats, and another look, then just keep on watching. Hey everybody, I'm starting out with the Terra Cosmetics Moon Riviere shade with the Sigma E05 brush. I like to take the tinier brushes for more intricate cut creases. So starting with the matte single and the Sigma E05 brush, I'm adding it into my crease and starting from the outer portion of my crease and adding it halfway into the crease, flicking it outward. I like brushes like this the most for looks like this because I feel like I can be more precise and I have more control over how the shade is being applied, and with it being a smaller little blend to make it just so not so up to my eyebrow. I feel like it makes it stay a little bit lower and it works out real nice. With the Cosmic Wanderer palette, I'm taking the shade Chromosphere with the same brush, and I'm starting from the inner crease area near the bridge of my nose, and I'm blending it with that first shade. Once I get to the center of the crease, I work on blending the shades together and make it nice and evenly blended, and just, I feel like they go very well together. So starting out when I'm doing different colors in the crease, with one color more towards the outer corner of my eye, one that's more on the inner corner of my eye or in the crease, I like to get them put down and then blend them together and really focus on placing them in the crease and blending them together. With the same brush, I'm going to go ahead and blend out the purple shade with the shade Soeli from the Cosmic Wanderer palette. I'm just doing back and forth windshield wiping motions with the lightest amount of pressure, making sure I have it nice and blended and trying to really focus it closer to that purple and not really close to my eyebrow. Now I'm going to go ahead and blend out Chromosphere with Vega with the same little brush. I just got it nice and cleaned off. And I'm going to do back and forth windshield wiping motions, very light pressure. I want to really focus this into the crease and to blend out Chromosphere without taking it too far up. Now to touch up Chromosphere. So I'm going to take the Makeup Shack T66 brush to do this, and I'm really focusing Chromo shade into the Chromosphere into the crease and blending it with Vega to have a nice gradient blend and have it really pigmented. These shades go beautifully together. A stunning color combination. I'm really obsessed with just all the colors in general. I felt like they went so beautifully together. So next I'm touching up that purple with the T66 brush to bring it back, make it more pigmented, and just show the beautiful purple shade that it is. With the Anastasia Beverly Hills A14 brush, I'm taking a white eyeshadow to diffuse the blend for a softer blend, and I will be going back in to touch up these shades to kind of bring them back in just a minute. I like to use a white eyeshadow to diffuse all of the blends because I usually go in with my deepest shades before my lightest shades, so that's kind of like my transition shade in a way. It's kind of how I look at it. I just like the way it looks, so I feel like it really softens the blend. With the Makeup Shack T66 brush and the pink shade from the Cosmic Wanderer palette, I'm going in and touching it up and giving it a little baby blenderoo. So now I'm taking some micellar water on a Q-tip to kind of carve out my crease. I'm getting it nice and cleaned off and ready to go in with the Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas in Fair. I like to do it like this because I feel like it keeps the base more true to the color that it is and that the colors don't muddy, and it makes it look a little bit cleaner when I do it this way. I feel like I used to not do it like this, but when I started using the micellar water on a Q-tip, I really noticed a difference in how the colors just popped more. So now I'm using a tiny concealer brush in the Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas in Fair to carve out my crease and get it nice and sharp and defined and ready for some beautiful sparkles. With the Doe Color number 14 brush, I'm taking Hyperspace, which is one of the singles from the fall collection, and I'm going to apply it up towards the crease and take it halfway onto the lid, and I'm going to wing it out. Now, towards the winged out bit, it can be very messy. That's so okay, because I'm going to go in and clean it up with micellar water on a Q-tip to make it nice and sharp. So I'm really focusing this on the outer bit of my lid and about halfway onto the lid. With that same brush, I'm taking Sublunar from the fall collection and adding it to the last half of my lid from the center, more towards the inner corner of my eye on the lid, and I'm going and just doing little pats, swiping it down. I do go in with my finger here in just a second to make sure they're nice and blended together. And then I'm going to go in with a little bit more of Hyperspace just to make sure that it's a pretty gradient blend. I feel like it's a lot of fun to blend the shimmers together. They turn out really, really pretty that way. But I'm just making sure I have Sublunar nice and evenly spread onto my lid right here before I go in to touch up Hyperspace. But look at how beautiful that is, and it's so shifty. I cannot get over how beautiful it is. So I'm going into Hyperspace now and just touching it up and making sure it's nice and blended together with Sublunar. And just look at how cute! Okay, so you see how messy that winged out bit of the shimmer is? I'm going to fix that right now with some micellar water on a Q-tip just to sharpen it up. So I'm just going to start from the outer corner of my eye and get it as sharp as I'd like. Take it and just angle it upwards, and you have a nice and sharp shimmery wing. Let's bedazzle our eyes. I'm taking some eyelash glue and a tool that I use to apply my gems. And with the eyelash glue, I'm kind of applying it into the crease like if I were to do a graphic liner, except I'm not super worried about if it's messy or not because I'm taking various sizes of gems. So it can be a little messy because I used some bigger gems and I use some smaller ones. So I'm just going to run this through the crease. So this tool that I'm using I got from BH Cosmetics in the Be Stoned or Let's Get Stoned collection a few years ago, but I do believe you can find tools like this on Amazon. I like it because I can use this bit to, I messed up there, but it's okay. I like it because I can use this end to put eyelash glue to add the gems, and then the other end is waxy, so it helps to pick the gems up and keep them in place so that you can just pop them on and just be nice and bedazzled. I got these gems off of Amazon. I want to say these are the ones I've got from Shein. They're the kind of bigger ones, but I go through and use ones that I've gotten from Shein, from Amazon, different places, and just kind of figure out, do I want them to be, oh, these right here are little nail decal things that I ordered from Amazon, so I'm just putting cute little things right there in the center. But I just kind of look at my gems and see, like, how I want them to look and do various different sizes. I feel like it gives it a really cool look. So I just take this waxy bit, touch whatever gem or pearl or little decal that I'm wanting to add, and then pop it on. So right here I'm just adding a bunch more sparkly gems, and these ones I do believe were the ones from Shein, and these are the ones that I had ordered from Amazon. Okay, I wasn't quite sure because I need to have it zoomed in a little more to be able to see, but just have fun with it. If you're playing with gems, all I gotta say is just have fun. They're a lot of fun. They're a bit time consuming, but they're a lot of fun, and I feel like they just add a pop of extraness, and I love to be extra. So here I decided to add a little more glue so that I can add on a few more gems, and I'm going to apply that into the inner corner of my eye and kind of angle it down, like kind of to extend the inner corner of my eye, and then pop on some extra gems. I felt like it gave it a nice cute look.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, maybe you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed. Think you're something out of my nightmares, standing right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing me?
Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palms.
Hey everybody, so this is look 2. I wanted to play around with some of these singles from the Terra Cosmetics Fall Collection with the multi-chromes. I had a request, which I love. I absolutely love getting requests. I feel like that's a lot of fun. It kind of gives me more of an idea instead of like thinking about when I sit down and do the look, like what am I gonna do? So this is look 2. I know the other one was a little off with the voiceover. When I filmed it last night, I was kind of having a hard time and it was pretty late and I felt like a voiceover would just be faster. Anyway, without talking too much, let's jump into it. So I ordered some matte singles and some other shimmers that I put in this palette, and I'm gonna take the shade Migante or Mignete. It's a really pretty, almost like camouflage green, and I'm gonna apply that into my crease and the outer corner of my lid with the Makeup Shack T66 brush. I feel like I'm mispronouncing that, and I'm so sorry. I really need to learn how to pronounce these because I don't like to be disrespectful and say something the wrong way. But if you know how to say it, then please correct me. I will appreciate it so much. So I'm just patting this down to start out with, and I'm starting on the outer corner of my eye, and I'm going to work my way to the inner corner of my crease. I contemplated for a hot minute on whether or not I should add little gleams or what kind of little details I should do, or if I should just leave it alone. But then I was like, no, I feel like monochromatic but then adding gleams would be super cute, so that's what I did. But this shade is one of the only ones that wasn't from the fall collection that I decided to use. It was just the one that I could create a little more depth with and do more of a halo eye, because today's been a really hard day And my base, I'm gonna have to touch the side up. I already touched the side up, but my cat, his name is Smudge. He is Shemmark's brother. Shemmark had one brother and 2 sisters. And last night I noticed something off with Smudge, and I got really, really anxious and scared, and I just lost Shemmark, so I wasn't expecting to have one of my other kitties be sick again so soon, and I had to take him to the vet today. He's okay for now, thankfully. I think I caught it quick enough, but just the thought of having another baby be sick has just really stressed me out. Because to me, my cats are my kids. Like, they're my whole world. And for him to be sick, especially when he has kind of been struggling with the loss of Shemmark, made me feel really, really sad. So I wore this makeup, just the base. I didn't do my eyes. I just wore it to take him to the vet because I wanted to try to look a little less like a zombie and less like a mess, because that's exactly what I was. And I was a mess, so I gotta touch the base up a little bit. I've done rambled too much. I'm so sorry. I like to think of makeup as like my escape from the world for a little bit, so please bear with me. Do y'all have any pets? I have quite a few cats. I talk about my cats a lot, I feel like. I know I talked about Shemmark a good bit. He had picked me. Never really had a cat do that, but I had some dogs when I was a kid, and I loved them so much. And I've even thought about adopting a dog, but I just don't feel like right now would be a good time, because I don't feel like I would be able to give the proper care to a new member of the family just yet. So maybe in the future I can adopt a dog. I think that would be cool. I've also thought about adopting a cat from the shelter. I don't need to adopt any more cats. I don't think my cats would be happy with that, but one of my goals is to adopt as many cats or dogs as I can from shelters in the future, to give them homes and try to make their lives better, because in this world I feel like animals just make our lives better, so they deserve the world. So I'm gonna go to this, I'm gonna take this doe color number 11 brush in this shade from the fall collection from Terra Cosmetics called Estella. It's a beautiful green, like lime green shade. I'm gonna blend out the first shade that we used with it, doing back and forth windshield wipe motions with the lightest amount of pressure. But first, I jumped ahead of myself. I feel like I do this all the time. So to start out, I'm just going to pat it down, and then I'm going to do the baby blender ruse to get it nice and blended. I just want to get it nice and built up to start with. And then I will go back into that first dark green shade to bring it back. I will be quite repetitive for a little bit. So with that same doe color number 11 brush, I'm going to go back into that first darker green and just start to pat it down and bring it back. So now that I have that nice and brought back, I'm going to take this Sigma E25 brush and go back into Estella. And it's these, so pretty. I'm going to take that Sigma E25 brush, get it on there, and I'm going to bring it back a little bit. Then I will take a white eyeshadow to blend everything out, just to kind of soften it, and then touch the shade up again. But I feel like this is just such a beautiful shade. I'm obsessed with multi-chromes. Like, that's how I found Terra Moon's Cosmetics. But now that I've ordered some of their mattes and they sent me some of their mattes, and I really played around with them, I just feel like that made me fall in love with them even more. I didn't know that was possible, but I just adore them so much. They are amazing. They're kind. They're supportive. They just... And not to mention that everything is like space themed, and I love learning about space. Have I talked about that here? I feel like I talk about it on Instagram quite a bit. I'm going to go back into Estella real quick. But I am obsessed with learning about space. One of my absolute favorite planets to learn about, it also terrifies me, but I love it, is Saturn. Saturn, it's just such a mesmerizing planet. It's rings, just learning everything that I can learn about it. But it is a gas planet. I don't know, like, I feel like everyone would know that. Maybe I'm just talking about something everyone knows, but it's so cool to learn how, like, the weather on Saturn is just bonkers. That's Biggie. Hold on, let me see if she wants to. The lights, she's very sensitive to light, so if I get to show her, it won't be for very long because she is very, very sensitive to light. But I'm gonna see if I can introduce you to my baby. That's Shamark's sister. Yes! This is my baby! And she's so pretty. She's very sensitive. Yeah, I know. I know. I love you. I love you. She's very sensitive to the light. She's like, Mama, please, please come out and see me and give me cuddles and wet food, huh? Yeah. But this is my baby. This Shamark's sister. Her and Toot and Smudge were his Bubba and Sissies. And this my girl. She's been being my little snuggle buddy lately. But she was out there hollering and I wanted to come in. So I wanted her to come say hi. Oh my goodness, yeah. I love you. Love you. You're so sweet. I know the lights are bothering you, huh? Okay. I'm gonna take Biggie out. Come on. Biggie is so sweet. She's been being my best friend lately. So back on the subject of planets, another planet that I find very interesting is Jupiter, because in a sense it's kind of like Saturn. It's big and it's a gas planet, and so like what really I guess got me like super interested in learning more about planets and stuff was there was a picture that was photoshopped where if Saturn was where our moon is. And I was like, huh. And I got to looking and learning things, and if Saturn was where our moon is, we would not be having a good time on Earth. Earth probably would just be gone. Like, the gravity and everything with like Saturn it's just absolutely bananas. So if either were close enough to planet Earth that we could see them, that's terrifying. But aside from looking at them in a telescope, but anyway, like, yeah, I love learning about planets. I love space. So I'm going to take a white eyeshadow to diffuse these, and I will be taking this DeVault Beauty Lounge brush. It's a nice little fluffy brush. And I will take that white and just get this nice and diffused. So I'm going to go back into Estella and bring it back just a little bit before I go back into that darker green. And you see how that white eyeshadow really just diffused it all. It did take a little bit of this lighter, more lime green away, but that's a simple and quick and easy fix. And it really just helps to make it pop because it will be the last shade that we're blending out with, and that contrast of that lime green with the white just really gives it a little oomph. Which in my voiceover the other day I said oof instead of oomph, and I was like instantly, wrong one. I had to tap off the X's there because I accidentally grabbed too much because I wasn't paying attention. It'd be like that sometimes. Okay, so back to Tay Tay talk. I have listened to Midnights quite a bit, and I think I might have a couple new favorite songs. There's a song that really breaks my heart. What is the name of that one? But I've been kind of, when I do reels on Instagram, just using music. Instagram will not let me use the music in the library. It's all royalty free stuff. So I've had to go through a different app and put my tutorials in and get music off my phone to be able to use whatever music I want on Instagram. Like, can that app just get it together? I went, like, I don't know what it wants. I don't know anything. I'm just like, why are you being like this? Instagram has me frustrated. So anyway, the song Bigger Than the Sky, actually, I think is the name. I have a cat hair on me and it's bothering me. Yeah, Bigger Than the Whole Sky. That song, I was listening to it the other day and I was like, my heart, the way my brain interpreted it, I was interpreted. But anyway, that, like, I teared up. I'm taking that green that we started out with on that dough color number 11 brush, and I'm just going to touch it up real quick. I do want to apologize that I'm, like, just being really emotional lately. Like, if I get to talking about, like, Shedmark or anything like that on my channel, like, I just miss him a lot. And I feel like there's no point in just trying to act like everything's fine. We're all humans. We all have emotions, you know, and it's okay to not be okay. And I just want to be a safe space for if you just want to come here and watch videos and talk about how you're feeling and all that. I might be an awkward mess and not quite know how to respond to a lot of things, but I also want to be able to at least be an ear that's available to vent to or whatever. Like, I just want to try to bring happiness. I also want my channel to be an outlet for everyone as human beings to just feel what they feel and not be ashamed to feel things. So I'm going to try not to be such a mopey, sad mess, but I also feel like that's normal. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm rambling too much. What I'm going to do now is just take some micellar water on a Q-tip and carve out my crease and apply some Drawer Cosmetics Clean Canvas and Fair to do a halo eye. And, yeah. I'm really excited about how this is going to look when it's finished. I need to pop on some eyeliner here. I'm also really tired. It's getting late again. Yeah, it's almost 10 p.m. and I'm just so sleepy. This cat hair. I'm rambling too much, but I do enjoy getting to talk with y'all. Like, right now is a night that I'm home alone, And when I'm alone, I like to film on days that I'm alone because I just feel like I get to chit chat with friends. So I apologize for being rambly, but thank you for being here and just listening to me ramble. Okay, so now that I have my base down, I'm going to take the shade. What is the name of this one? I just said it and I can't remember. Magenta. I'm going to take it and apply it to the edges of the base. So on what I was watching in the background while I was carving my crease and everything, this thing was like, so how does it feel to run on chaos? And I'm sitting here like chaos. Like, I don't know why. To me, that was the funniest thing, but I feel like I just run off of caffeine and chaos. It's fine. Everything's fine. It's fine. So I'm going to take this green and just start to bring it up towards the crease on that inner portion of my lid to make it look like it is giving the bit near my eyeball, like where it starts to be the center of my lid, a nice little hug. Giving it a nice little hug. Free hugs. All the hugs. All about some hugs. Kind of connect that with the green in the crease. About like that. And just gently drag that over. I take the brush. I'm left-handed, so whichever bit of my eye I'm working on, like I will like bring my arm over, like across my chest, and just kind of gently tap and drag to diffuse the shade. And then when I start on like the outer corner area, I won't take it over. I'll instead kind of angle it and do the same thing where I'm just kind of gently tapping and dragging the shade so that it will give a nice diffused blend, but also give it that nice gorgeous color. I don't know if that made any sense at all, but I've kind of had to learn with being left-handed what I can do if I change how I do things. One of the memories that I have that's like, I think about it every so often, like I don't know how I forgot it because it's kind of minute. It's kind of minute, but when I was younger, my grandma on my dad's side of the family, so my grandma and my grandpa, they had a computer, and we were kind of figuring out, because this was before I got into school, they had a computer and I wanted to play the games, and my grandma had video games like preschool, kindergarten, like learning games and stuff like that. And then my aunt was in from California and I was going to play the game. Oh, I'm going to go into the shade Cosmic, or no, I'm going to go into the shade Critical Mass real quick. Beautiful green shade with the Cleona DF04 brush. So, like, when my aunt was in from California, we were out there visiting. I'm going to tap this, like, right where that diffused bit of that green is and just kind of bring it over a little bit and blend it with that green, but also take it onto the base. So, my aunt was in, and we were all out at my grandparents' visiting, and I wanted to play the school game and just, just play video games, And I was trying to reach for the mouse with my left hand. And I feel like that's how we really started to learn that I was left-handed. Because the way the mouse was set up, it was set up on the right side. So I learned to do several different things. I've learned to do a lot of things with my right hand. But I cannot write with my right hand. I have to write with my left hand. I have to eat with my left hand. Like, a lot of things I have to do left-handed. Like, my mom, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, Mom, but she had these scissors that were pretty much for, like, cutting cloth and crafting and stuff. And I would use those to, like, cut paper with. Well, I tried to do it left-handed, and I ruined the scissors because they were right-handed scissors. So I had to learn how to use scissors with my right hand. Now if I try to use like left-handed scissors or something, I cannot do it. But there were different things that I had to learn with being left-handed that I feel like I kind of picked up on. But I remember getting so frustrated over the scissors and over the mouse when I was a kid. And I'm just like, oh. But I remember finding out that there was a store in, was it Illinois? Was it Chicago? I don't know. If it sounds familiar to you, let me know. But there's a place where it's just like a left-handed store where you can get can openers, which I've ruined I've probably ruined a dozen can openers because I can't use them properly. I try to do them backwards because left-handed. So there's like can openers, scissors, there was some other. So I'm gonna leave the center of my lid just how it is. I want to have just like the tiniest bit not covered in green shimmer. I think about this much is how much I'm gonna leave, just how it is. I just want a tiny, tiny, tiny bit. And you see how it's kind of just giving it a nice little hug. I am taking a little bit of critical mass onto that darkest green and just kind of patting it, because I feel like that blends them together nicely. I'm going to do the same thing on that inner corner area. And I just feel like it's a vibe. So I'm going to take the shade Aurorum Regalia. I think that's how you say it. I asked my husband and he had told me, but he is not here right now. So if I mispronounce it, I'm sorry. I will ask him again later on to see. So I'm just going to take that and tap that down the center and along the edges of critical mass to blend them together. And I feel like they go so pretty together. So with the look that I did before this one, what did you think of it? I felt like it was really, you don't have to add the gems or anything like that if you don't want to. And you can just change the colors in the crease up if you want to do a cut crease. But I just felt like hyperspace and solar, I just felt like hyperspace and sublunar went very beautifully together. They have, I don't know, they just kind of, I was drawn to them, I guess. Okay, so I'm just going to take this up towards the crease and get it nice and blended with critical mass. I feel like it's cute. I'm going to take a little bit more of critical mass to just gently drag along the edges to get it nice and blended. I feel like that blends shimmers quite nicely. You just use the absolute lightest amount of pressure, like just gently touch it down and tap it, and it blends them. I'm going to take a little bit more of that first green shade that we used with the dough color number 11 brush and just gently kind of tap that down to give that a nice and more gradient blended effect. About like that. So now I'm gonna do some gleams, and I'm not gonna talk through that. I feel like I would mess up. I tried in my tutorial before last, I believe, to explain how I do it. But if you want me to try my best to do a more in-depth tutorial and try to talk through it while I do it, I could try to figure out my setup so I can like have my mirror set up so that I can look and see what I'm doing. So if you would like that, let me know. I'm more than willing to do it. I feel like that would be interesting. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take the DeVault Beauty Lounge Mantra Liner, and I have the power to create change. It's a beautiful pastel green shade, and I'm gonna do my gleams with that. Real quick, I forgot, before I do this other gleam, I'm gonna take a little bit of Lyra, and I'm gonna, it's this one right here, it's beautiful. I'm gonna add that for my brow bone highlight and my inner corner highlight. I feel like that would just be better before I jump into doing some doodling. So I'm gonna take it with that same Clionadh DF04 brush and give it a little blend it out. Blenderoo. Oh, y'all, I am exhausted, but I am having fun getting to do this. I always get excited when I'm almost finished with the look, because I'm just always really excited to see how it turns out. So I'm going to take that and add it into the inner corner. Pop it on. And like that. Now I'm going to get back to the gleams. Okay, I'm gonna go fix my face, and I'll be right back. Alright, so this is the finished look. What do you think? I feel like it's kind of cute. I like the stars, the little gleams. My skin is so dehydrated. I don't really feel like it's like super dehydrated, but it recently started getting cold here in Arkansas. It's so weird because it went from being like 80 degrees to maybe 50 for the high. It had gotten down like to freezing temperatures the other day, and I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot how much winter makes me uncomfortable. But yeah, so this is the look, and I'm just rambling. Which look was your favorite? Should I do more? I have like a pretty decent collection of Terra Moon's cosmetics because I love them so much. I've ordered quite a few singles, multi-chromes, mattes, And then I have like the Cosmic Wonder palette, the fall collection, the summer collection, the glosses. I wore a few of the glosses in some previous videos. One of my favorite ones, I have two right here because I ordered another one, but this one is Eclipsing. It smells amazing. It feels amazing. It's iridescent. The sparkles are just amazing. And then I'm trying to kind of organize my desk a little bit because it's very unorganized. But their black lip gloss. Oh my gosh, I use like a black lipstick, and then I'll put a little of it on because I have to overline my lips because I'm self-conscious about my top lip, so I'll put that on, and it's so good. Let me know what you'd like to see next down below. Do you have any requests? Do you want to see more singles? Do you want more just Terra Moons in general videos? Do you want some Blend Bunny Cosmetics videos? Be Perfect Cosmetics, ColourPop, Moonslice Beauty. Hold on just a second. I recently picked this palette up, the Spooked palette by Gourmet Girls Cosmetics. This was on a pre-order, and it is beautiful. The shimmers in it, I'm really itching to like play with. So if you want a standalone video with it, I'm willing to do that. I will do a 3 looks 1 palette video like tomorrow if you're interested. I have some Cleona eyeshadows. I have a pretty fair collection of their eyeshadows as well. The Dragon Fruit collection. So just whatever, like, even if you have a palette that I didn't name off, or a brand that I didn't name off, or whatever, if you would like to see me do something with that, just let me know. And if I don't have it, I can see about ordering it if it's available and try to do something. I like to try to do stuff like that, and I like to try new brands, especially indie brands, because to be honest, I feel like indie brands are like top of the line, because I feel like have amazing quality. So if there are any brands that you would like for me to check out and do a tutorial with, or first impressions or anything like that, or if there's like dupes, like I had done a while back, the Battle of the Palettes, like the OG versus the dupe. I have a few to get back into with that. I just didn't have the time. Now I kind of feel like I should get back into it, since I feel like I'm just trying to keep busy so I can get back into it, because those ones usually take me a really long time to do, so I can do that. Yeah, I'm just rambling off ideas, so if there's anything that you'd like to see, just let me know, and I'm down for that. I want to thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to keep up with my awkward face and shenanigans while I'm not here on YouTube, I will have all of my social medias linked in the description box down below. If you'd like to keep up with me while I am here on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button. It means so much to me, and I can't thank you enough. Thank you so much for being here, for watching my videos, for all of the love, and just being here and listening to me ramble. And I don't want to cry, but I'm emotional as a person anyway when I'm not sad, but it really just means so much more than I can ever express, that I'm just so thankful that you're here. So thank you so much. And I'm rambling entirely too much. So let me know what you'd like to see next down below. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I hope that I'll see you in the next one. Bye.